Namaskar! Raksha from the NFL Masala podcast here, where we talk about all the latest happenings in the NFL with a little bit of spice. This is season 4, episode 30. And it's a very special episode because the regular season is over and we are now caught in the week of the playoffs. And I am not alone in this one. With me for a little bit is my man, Mr. Pete Nathan of the Pete Nathan podcast. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, doing good, man. Doing good. Season is over. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes.
Let's see where this takes us in the postseason.
All right, let's get to it. So, with that being said, before I do a slight mini recap of week 18, which will be very, very brief. We got some breaking news. So let's get to it. So what happened on Monday was this Monday up until now is what we call Black Monday. A bunch of coaches and GMs were fired. And guess who we have in the building? Cam Stackman. Welcome, man. Just in time. So with that being said, I'm not going to go through all of the firings, but there were some notable firings that did happen over the week. For example, it started with the Falcons firing Raheem Morris, their coach, and general manager Terry Fontenot on January 4th. Cleveland Browns firing Kevin Stefanski. Ravens, and the biggest one I thought was the Ravens firing John Harbaugh after 18 years with the 18 seasons with the Ravens. I mean, that's just I don't know what to say about that. Quick thoughts are like on any significant firings that you thought happened.
I honestly didn't expect the Ravens to fire Harbaugh. Like, they had many chances to do it after many playoff heartbreaks, and this is the time they actually do it. Come on, Bo.
Yeah.
I think it's just it's like you've been there too long. Like, that's what happened to Andy Reid.
Exactly.
We had him for 14 years, and we let him go. Was back in 2012. We had like a 4-12 season.
Mm-hmm.
We let him go, and I think a couple of years before that, even the year before they fired him, we were 8-8, right? We could have almost made it to the playoffs, and then we end up not doing well in the middle of the season and whatnot, even though I think we won like 5 straight games. And Jeffrey Lurie gave him a warning, if you don't go to the playoffs next year, most likely going to be firing or separating of the ways, right? So, I think that's just, when you stay at a place too long, you've already won a Super Bowl there. It's just they just want a fresh start. It's not because he's a terrible coach or anything like that. It's just they just want to move in a different direction. So it's that kind of firing. It's I think he can still go to another team and become he can win another Super Bowl. He's that good of a coach. He's a really good CEO coach. If he has good assistants working for him with the right quarterback, they can get back to it. So I think he's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I definitely agree with you. But two other big firings were lately: Miami Dolphins firing not only their general manager Chris Greer, but also firing head coach Mike McDaniel, and the Browns firing Kevin Stefanski. So those are big. So for those that need offensive minded, I would not be surprised if Kevin Stefanski finds an offensive coordinating position along with Mike McDaniel. I know the Eagles are looking for one because Ken Patullo's not that answer.
Right.
And I would not be surprised if the Giants try and look for someone like John Harbaugh. And
he will be perfect for
that. John Harbaugh would be a good fit. But and then of course last couple of news. So one bit of it was that the Giants win over the Cowboys. I did not expect a blowout game like that, but with that, what happened that game? The Las Vegas Raiders have clinched the number 1 overall pick. And I mean, like, they blew their tank. The Giants, you had one job. If you wanted to tank for a better player, but I'm guessing that they're okay with Jackson Dart. And Vegas, they need a head coach because with Pete Carroll fired,
Right.
they basically need a complete offensive staff. And who knows? I think like they need to have someone who can guide Fernando Mendoza, who's probably going to be the number 1 pick. No, basically the number 1 pick. And then last bit of news, Myles Garrett, congratulations on setting the NFL single season record for sacks against the Cincinnati Bengals of all teams. So he finally got it, but free the man. He doesn't need to be in Cleveland.
Exactly.
All right. With that being said, we're jumping on into week 18. We got to talk about it. So, and I'll be very brief about this. The Eagles, they had a chance. They rested their starters and had a chance to win the number 2 spot with Detroit beating Chicago on the game-winning field goal 19-16. But we somehow from the victory. And all the people that say Canada could be starting for Jalen Hurts, you can sit your ass down. Not happening. No. Yes, he was throwing the long balls and all that, but remember, he only had Devontae Smith for the first quarter, so he could reach 1,000 receiving yards, and he was off against very pressure because he had to work with a backup O line. Although I felt like Cam Williams and Drew Kendall looked really good. Cam Williams, or I think it was like either one of them like shoving a guy down to the ground. I thought that was beautiful.
Cam Williams,
Tank Bigsby. Why the hell are we using him? I will never understand this offense. He had 16 carries for 75 yards and 1 rushing touchdown, but he had 0 sets. He had 0 snaps in the fourth quarter. Again, I don't get this. It has to be a Patullo thing and self-inflicted mistakes. Darius Cooper, my guy. When you get the first down, no taunting. Well, it's a welcome to the NFL, bro. And then if I want to talk about. And I know I'm going to be very brief about this because I want to talk about the biggest thing that's happening with this playoffs. Biggest MVP was on the defense, freaking Jalen Sun. He now leads the team in sacks and interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's crazy.
there's like a running joke that if Adoree Jackson or Quinyon Mitchell's out, you might as well put Jalen Sun in because he used to play safety at Cornell before he switched over to defensive end at Houston, I believe. So, but it just shows why, like, Keely Ringo missing a bootleg. That was dirty.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be an Eagle. I think his days of Eagles are, it's numbered now. So he just after the season's done, he's probably not going to sign with us, or so.
I mean, it was bad, but like it just shows a concern. Maybe the Eagles do need to look more into defensive end, maybe in like the first or the second round, or you go best available. But and it talks about people saying like, oh, we should have rested starters. We should not. We should have rested starters based on what Washington was doing. Hip drop tackling Grant Calcaterra. They're going to be dirty as fuck on that one. So there's that. Cam, any loud thoughts about how the Bills delivered a beat down to the Jets?
Well, I'll say this. Trubisky played very well during the game. Yes, Josh took 1 snap and he just went to the bench. Oh, okay, that's good. He's keeping his streak going. So Trubisky played very well. No interceptions, 4 touchdowns. I'll admit, I didn't think he was going to throw that dart to Knox in the first one. He played very well. I think Josh coached him pretty well in this game. So besides that, I got nothing else to say besides Brady Cook looked terrible. Like, Jets, why are you playing that guy? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, like. But like I know we saw like some thrilling games, especially with like the Steelers being the Ravens to clinch a playoff spot. And Tyler Luke wide right. That was a bit of a shock. Panthers losing to the Bucks, but somehow making it in the playoffs after the Falcons beat the Saints. I think there's always collusion there. But with that being said, I know I've skipped a lot on this, but right now it's not important because guess what's happening this week? It is the freaking playoffs. Welcome to playoffs, gentlemen. And with that being said, we got to talk about. So you could join in anytime, Cam. Pete, Eagles versus the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's gonna be a very interesting game because it's gonna come down to the X's and O's. Of course, the Jimmys and Joes, like the players, do matter, but I think this one is gonna come down specifically to Patullo versus Salah, right? It's not Fangio versus Shanahan. Of course, you're gonna have that, and they're both gonna get their way, but the game is gonna really come down to Patullo versus Salah, right? And how the Eagles offense going to do versus the San Francisco Niners defense, even though they don't have all their players and they're struggling a little bit. It's for some reason the Eagles like to play down to other teams' level, and this is where they kind of kick themselves in the foot, right? So they have to play a better game offensively. They have to score. First, second, third quarter. If they can score 21 to 24 points, they'll easily win this game because the defense will be in it. And then I just think Jalen Hurts will take off and play his own game if Patullo's just screwing up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And that's what I see a lot. I think Jalen's gonna run a lot more. He's going to be a lot more mobile. And, if Saquon can have a big game, I think the Eagles come out with they can win this game, right? But the way I think the 49ers could also beat the Eagles is if they do the little dink and dunk plays and take what the defense gives them, they also have a chance to win it because they will use Christian McCaffrey a lot in the passing game, in the 10, 15-yard plays in the middle of the field with Juwan Jennings and, George Kittle and whatnot, right? But it's just like it's going to be – because they don't really have any playmakers who can make the plays over the top. There's no Ayuk. There's no I think Jacob Cowing, he's still hurt, right? Like he's coming back. So they don't have any deep threats. So the way they're going to approach this game is going to be through the short yardage game. So this game kind of reminds me of the 21 playoffs when Brady was just slicing and dicing us every 15 yards, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you remember that game?
It was a death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Basically, that's basically that's the only way San Francisco will beat us. And but I'm pretty sure the Eagles defense will try to get a turnover. But it's just who hangs on till the last, right? It's going to be a sloppy game. It's going to be one of those games. So that's just my overall concern.
Yeah. Definitely agree with you on this one, Pete. And if I wanted to take a bit of it, if I were to look at Eagles offense versus the Niners defense, the Niners defense is completely nearly hurt. There is no their linebackers, their starting linebackers, Fred Warner's out, and the latest one was Tatum Bethune is out too. So you're looking at guys like Eric Kendricks and Kazir White to start. You don't need to worry about Nick Bosa. You don't need to worry about Mikael Williams. There's Bryce Huff on the other side of the field. So it'll be very interesting to see how Robert Saleh coaches uses his defensive scheme personnel. And I think and you also have to look at the Niners secondary, which I believe they're starting off with rookies. Yeah. And And here's where, and here's the thing, what I've noticed, like according to PFF, Niners are 29th in pass rush win rate, 30% with 30%, and they were last in pressure rate of 25% via PFF. So if I have one thing, you have to, I think this is the time, as you mentioned, you got to focus on the run, control the clock, do not allow, and this is a game where you may have to put in more points. I would also think like D Winters and Luke Gifford, parts of their other multiple linebackers will be out. The Niners are ranked 31st in PFF defensive grade and 24th in run defense DVOA. So this is the part where you have to use a lot of Saquon runs. And you know what? I would say you use more of Tank Bigsby than Saquon Barkley, especially for power third and shorts.
Right.
Because I think they're at the point where like the tush push may not come into play. I would also look into the fact that you go more empty sets and you line up more in 11 and 21 personnel. 12 personnel does not work because Grant Calcaterra is out. He cannot block, or more like can't block Catera. And then you also have to put Jalen. You go empty set, have Jalen Hurts run the ball. If he's able to do that, then it allows the passing game to open slightly, or you could go more death by 1,000 paper cut approach. You line up AJ Brown and Devontae Smith more in the slots and attack their linebackers. And you know what I also think? Dallas Goedert is going to have a big game as well, because with that concern on the linebacker spot, because your White's okay, but Goddard, he's your best part.
Yeah, and I think using Goddard in the red zone is crucial. Every time Eagles have used Goddard in the red zone and he's scored, they've won almost every single one of those games. So getting him a touchdown, it's like it's only going to work in your favor. And I think AJ Brown's going to eat like crazy. I think he's going to have over 75 yards, up to 100.
Okay.
It's going to be that open on these corners. So he can definitely eat on the corners. And then once you get those guys going, then you can open up the pass to Smitty and Dotson on the long passes, right? Of course, Smitty's going to be involved in the intermediate game, but I think they just have to do, if they are going to run, I think they're going to have to do a lot of inside zone. In this year, they've done a lot more outside zones, and it hasn't been successful. Now with the O-line rested up, I think they can get a better push, and having Cam Jurgens and Dickerson rested for the game before, right? It's going to actually help them. And I think Lane might play. Looks like he's going to play, right? Lane Johnson?
Lane Johnson will be playing. Landon Dickerson is resting at the moment. So
right. I don't know how healthy he is, but even if he plays half a game, that'll still benefit them. And Fred Johnson is also a pretty solid tackle. So
yeah, Fred Johnson has done his part, but Lane Johnson is better at this. So
hopefully he can play the entire game. And
100%.
And on defense, if you want a few years back, you got Nakobe Dean coming back. So you got your blitzer back, and I think I would send Nakobe Dean on these blitzes against Purdy, and you try to contain Purdy in the pocket as opposed to have him, escaping the pocket. Mm-hmm. And I think this will be a big game for Jalen Phillips and Jalix Hunt. If they can keep him inside the pocket, I think you can, you can use Carter and Davis in the middle. I think Jordan Davis secretly is going to have a pretty good game too.
I mean, Jordan Davis having a breakout year. Like, he was the guy that we wanted him to be, like almost like that sexy Dexy guy, but not only able to stop the run, but also getting to the quarterback. He's gotten a lot better. Yeah. And as you said, but I would say this: number one, you need to find a way to stop CMC. He's plain and simple. He's second in the NFL with 2,126 yards from scrimmage. Yeah. However, he's been only averaging 5 yards after carry per rush, and only having 10 broken tackles on running plays via Pro Football Reference. However, when he's attacking from the outside zones, he is effective, and he's leading the team in receiving yards. And I just got news. Trent Williams was limited today in practice.
He's gonna play. Trent's gonna play.
Trent Williams has to play this game.
He's gonna play. Yeah.
And I think like also not only you have to look out for Christian McCaffrey, Juwan Jennings and George Kittle. Those are your three main guys. Kendrick Bourne may get some snaps as one of your longer deep threats.
You got to look at the other tight end too, Tonjes. Tonjes, I think. He's also another guy they like to target in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kyle Juszczyk is there.
Is Kyle Juszczyk coming back?
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna play.
Okay, if Kyle Juszczyk is coming back, then maybe, and then it depends upon like, do the Eagles go 4-man, 5-man front away from what Fangio likes to do, just sitting 4? Maybe, and I would not be surprised if Fangio decides to put line, see more snaps from like. I think this is a part, like if you're attacking the outside, this has to be a game for Nolan Smith, Jahad Campbell, or maybe Jahad Campbell when he comes in like certain plays. Maybe you bring him as a coverage. Maybe you go 3 linebacker set, have Jahad Campbell play a little bit coverage if you're bringing Dean as a blitzer, and have Bond and Campbell as a blitz, and have this coverage linebackers, and bring Dean as a straight up blitzer, I guess, from the edge. Or you could do Campbell from the edge. Or I mean, he's a freaking arm. Vic Fangio is gonna have a lot of fun with this, but I think this is where the Eagles linebackers have to focus on the middle of the field. I'm comfortable with Quinyon Mitchell going up against Juwan Jennings. And I think this is also a big game for Cooper DeJean against George Kittle, especially when he's lined up. I think also his exciting Mike partner Reed Blankenship also has to help out too. And having Marcus Phelps back really helps out, which is what I've noticed. But I think in this part, Kyle Shanahan is going to find a way to like attack Adoree Jackson more on that field. So you might be I think this is where the part is like, do you bring in the safety help for Adoree, or do you try stick to more of a traditional 2-shell look and play zone? Right. It's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, they're definitely going to use CMC as a receiving threat too. So wheel routes, Kyle Shanahan's going to open up the playbook, and he knows how to play design. So, there's going to be a chess match between Shanahan and Fangio.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Fangio, because of the injuries and all that, like Fangio will most likely win that chess match. It's just the other one I'm concerned about, Mr. Kevin Patullo. So that's good. That's our main concern. Cam, I know I didn't mean to ignore you, man. Anything else you want to add into?
Not much. Like I see that this is probably gonna be a decent game between the Niners and Eagles, but yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, and I think like honestly, if Kevin Patullo wants to have a job, he better unleash a playbook, because guess what? The Niners may have a ton of injuries. They have nothing left to lose at this moment. They were maybe Pearsall's probably not going to play, but half of their defense is gone. They're literally playing with house money. They have nothing left to lose. I think this is the part where Kyle Shanahan is going to try and empty out the entire kitchen sink, and I can see this game going both ways. Like the Niners, I easily see the Niners winning this game, but I'm very confident in Philadelphia's defense. It's the offense that I'm very worried about. Can they play big, play consistent? Can they play with a lead? Can they keep on scoring points? Because against a Niners team like this, you are going to be in a dogfight on point after point after point. Because sometimes sooner or later, defenses, the floodgates are going to open.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take. And I mean, like that's all I could think of. And maybe you go like extra blitz. Maybe I think this is where Fangio may have to dial blitzes.
Yep.
If that's what they got to do, that's what they got to do.
They're gonna have to. I think because you're gonna have to hit Purdy a little bit too.
Yeah.
Right, because he's a little banged up coming from the Seahawks game, because he did get banged up in that last play.
Mm-hmm.
So they will probably have Mac Jones ready to go. So I think Fangio did say he's preparing for both.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're both pretty much similar players. So you do have to prepare for both. And yeah, you definitely got to bring the pressure, because if you don't bring the pressure, what they'll do is they'll slice and dice you, right?
Yeah,
And that's what you
100%.
don't want. And if they slice and dice you, if you keep a defense for too long, they'll get tired, and then they're gonna eventually give up points. And that's what I'm worried about. Like, you cannot let the defense play for like 40 minutes or more, because that's too much time for the defense. So the offense has to really put together some drives and consistent drives and keep converting. And that's which is why the best way to win this game will be the Eagles offense succeeding in first and second downs. And if they can do that, they win this game, right? If they're struggling in first and second downs and the third downs becoming third and longs, it's gonna get tougher. It's gonna get really tough to win this game, because then you're pressurized to convert, and Salah can just bring the house, right?
Oh, 100%.
So,
yeah.
So that's even with a bad defense, it might sometimes Jalen can get flustered and not make the right decisions, whatnot. So they have to win on first and second downs and establish that, and go on those long drives. So then the defense is fresh, and they can get after it.
Yeah. I do agree with you on this one. And guys, I mean, I you might hear this is a bit of a surprise that we're going through this, but this quickly. But what are your score predictions for this game?
I'm gonna say 24-19.
Okay.
24-19 Eagles.
Yep. I think the Niners will score. But I think Jalen will find a way to win this game. I think whoever scores last basically wins this game, and keeps the lead. So 24-19.
Yeah.
Yep. I see 24-20 Philadelphia.
Okay. And don't get me wrong. There's a possibility that the Niners can win this game 24-21. Campitolo does. I mean, he basically squanders a lead, plays conservatively in the third and the fourth quarter, and the defense can only do so much. But it could happen.
Right.
I believe the Eagles win the game the other way around, 24-21. It's going to take one long drive. Jake Elliott wins it. Because right now, special teams is clicking. Let Sidney Brown play special teams, because he can thump ball as much.
Yeah,
as
don't put him on defense.
That's
it, guys. I got to go, but thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining in, Pete. Where can they find your stuff?
Just on YouTube, Pete Nathan. So thank you guys again.
All right, appreciate it, Pete. Thank you for joining in. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
And all right. And now, Cameron, you are not alone here. So let us talk about your game. The Buffalo Bills versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tell me about this game. How are you feeling?
A little nervous and a little excited at the same time, because let me remind you, last time we played Jacksonville, it was ugly. I'll just say that right now. Well, in the playoffs. It was ugly. I turned off the game after halftime because I hated what they were. Because I fucking hate them. I didn't like them. And Jacksonville fans, why are you guys shit talking already? Like, what the fuck's that with that? Can't you just wait till game time? You had to wait till you had to do it right after to get Jets game. Like, what the hell?
But I honestly think this. I like the fact that the Chiefs. I'll say this: the fact that the Chiefs are not in the playoffs. It's up for grabs. The AFC and the NFC are up for grabs, honestly, and it's going to be a fun matchup. So, and I honestly think the biggest matchup is going to be the Bills rushing offense against that Jags defense. The Jags defense has only allowed an NFL best 85.6 rushing yards per game. They do not allow any player to reach 75 rushing yards in a single game this season. They're going up against Mr. James Cook, the league rushing leader with 1,621 yards. Oh man. this is going to be a fun matchup. Like, what do you think?
Are you sure you guys want to fuck with us? Considering we have the best running back in the league?
I mean,
that's a death sentence.
And here's here's what I also think about this matchup. Like the bill, like with this, not only do you have to contend about James Cook, you also have to worry about Josh Allen. He has the ability to not only throw, he can also run the ball. And the Bills' offensive line leads the league in run block win rate according to ESPN. And not only that, you have to worry about Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. Both of those guys are going to play. So I can see not just Khalil Shakir. I don't know. Is Keon Coleman going to be playing this game?
He's been showing up. He's been practicing. He's improving his behavior a slight bit, but we'll see.
Okay, because I think that will be a key matchup. Because not only that, it gives like a good dual threat. It gives a good wide receiver threat and like another target for Josh Allen to look for. And you're going up against a Jags defense. They're the number one ranked run defense, allowing 85.6 yards per game. Their secondary, like linebackers Devin Lloyd and Antonio Johnson, they have combined for 6 interceptions. No, for 10 interceptions in total. And under Liam Cohen, like the Jags defensive coordinator, Anthony Campanile, hired in 2025, he brings more of an aggressive, fast, and physical-minded. He was the former linebackers coach and running game coordinator for the Green Bay Packers last year. He goes emphasis on aggression, physicality, and fast things. Having a guy like Devin Lloyd and along with like Chad and don't forget Josh Hines Allen. I think you could see Jacksonville trying to go more run blitzes, and they will go blitz happy. And if I'm the Bills, short passes, death by 1,000 paper cuts, use more. I think I see them go more 2 tight end sets, meaning like Josh Allen could target. I think this could be a game in which Dalton Kincaid could be feasting.
Oh yeah.
Anything else that on how Josh Allen can beat this Jags defense? Be right back. Just talk about me.
All right. So, all right. I'll wait till you get back, I guess. Oh fuck. Hang on. I'm trying to say right now. Just get a drink. All right, so Josh, please don't fuck us over. I mean, you've never really let us down in the playoffs, but besides that, McDermott, please don't be fucking stupid this time. I mean, you kind of made some questionable decisions in the playoffs. But other than that, Josh, y'all got to be smart on who you target. That's gonna be ugly.
And if I wanted to add one thing, 1 second. If I want to look at the Jags' weakness, it is the vulnerability in the passing game. They're the 21st. They're 21st in NFL in averaging passing yards per game, like almost 218 yards. And also, their secondary is a bit injured. Jordan Lewis could be out for the postseason, and you're looking guys like Eric Armstead, Parker Washington, and the Jags have struggled against a top-tier passing offense, although they've handled Bo Nix very well. It's like I just don't know. I just don't know if I have that much confidence in them. And if I were to look at, other than Travis Hunter, like you only have guys like Eric Murray, Andrew Wingard, Greg Newsome II, Christian Braswell, and Buster Brown, Antonio Johnson. They may be unknown and they're young, which could be an issue for like this is like something like Josh Allen could like try and exploit that youth, and that tenacity. And maybe you go for a quick passing game that could stop guys like Trayvon Walker, Oye Oluwakan, Devin Lloyd, and Josh Hines Allen. Quick passing game, death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's what I would approach. And if Josh Allen needs to throw the deep ball, and if Shavers, the guy who mossed over Quinion on that one play, if he can pull it off again, and he's actually gets a couple of touchdowns out of this game, it could be game over. But now let's switch it over. Bills defense against the Jags offense. What's the first thing that comes into your mind?
Well, we rested most of our starters for week 18, so hopefully they'll be up and ready because I know they'll be healthy, well, somewhat healthy. You got Milano, you got Boyer, you got all those guys starting against Lawrence. What the fuck?
Trevor Lawrence.
Hunter's out though.
Yeah, Travis Hunter's out.
Yeah, he's out. So against I don't know any of the damn Jags players, but whatever. Against Trevor Lawrence.
But I think like with Trevor Lawrence, like his best target, like other than Travis Etienne, trying to build up the run more with Travis Etienne and Brady Sean Tootin, you could see him a target now with especially with Travis Hunter being gone, you could see a lot more targets to Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, and Parker Washington. True. Benton Strange has been there, but if I were to look at their leading receiver, like according to ESPN, Parker Washington leads with 84 with just 847 847 passing receiving yards. Brian Thomas Jr. with 707, Ben Strange, Jacoby Myers, and then of course Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne has 1,107 rushing yards. And Trevor Lawrence, not only he can pass, but he can also run, I guess. And I think like this is something like if I'm gonna be honest, the Bills defense is something that Sean McVay can work well with. And what's the key matchup that you're thinking that Sean McVay can? I'm sorry, Sean McDermott. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
We're fine. You're fine.
So Sean McDermott, how do you think he can attack this Jaguars defense? Just Jaguars offense.
Put Poyer on. Fuck. You gotta like. Okay, don't run the same shit over and over again. You gotta be smart about this stuff. Like I love Bobby, but for God's sake, you gotta get it together, man.
Bobby
Babbage or whatever the hell his name is.
Bobby Babbage.
Yeah, that's
is your defensive coordinator or what?
Yeah, it's a defense coordinator.
But here's what I think, like with Greg Russo, I think this could be a big game for Greg Russo and Joey Bosa. And if I'm the Bills, you have to go pressure heavy.
Yeah, pressure Lawrence well, so he doesn't have that much time to throw a ball. We'll just knock him down. Like I'd have a Jags injured Mahomes. Just do the same to them. But I also think like and here's another thing I would also try and look into. Like Trevor Lawrence, he's playing a lot more confidence. 38 total touchdowns, 19 passing, 5 rushing. He's accounted for 38 total. But however, I think there could be. I think like honestly, if the Bills are better on the road apparently, and I think like with Etienne and if I'm the Jags, I would try and exploit the Bills' run defense a little bit more with Travis Etienne. I think this is where Liam Cohen can try and like this is where like Liam Cohen can like try and exploit the Sean McDermott defense, like just keep on attacking more with the run,
a quick passing game to Brian Thomas Jr. And I think the home run, I think the Bills secondary is where they could target a little bit more. I don't know if I don't know if like guys like one of your guys like Jordan Poyer, if he'll be healthy on time. But I honestly think it's going to be Tre'Davious White on either Parker Washington or Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah. Cole Bishop and Christian Benford. What are your what's your faith in them? Like, do you think like they can like hold up against that?
I'm sure they can hold off against them. Like I don't see defensive players. I don't see the defense going that badly, but hopefully it'll be enough to stop the Jags running game. So,
and also what I think is like the Bills, they do a lot more with cover two, basically two deep safeties. They're very good limiting the pass. I think like with Teron, I think this could be the point where you go Teron Johnson, Shaq Thompson. They need to, and I think like this is where they have to play. I think this is where they may stick to playing zone a little bit more. 4-man pressure. Just rush with 4 and get to Trevor Lawrence. However, Trevor Lawrence has the ability to move around. I think this is the point where Joey Bosa can attack. And because there could be and also the Jags have been a little bit iffy on 3rd and long. So if Buffalo's able to win on the 1st and 2nd downs, I think they could do that. And also Jags offense, they're ranking 6th in scoring. So you got to get the turnovers. You have to force turnovers in this game.
You do. What are your thoughts on the other matchups this week? Like I know you. I know you got our games.
No, I'm not done yet, man. I want to talk more about your game because it's your team. It's the Bills, man. I can't be just hogging it all over, man. It's your team.
Trying to clear my mind, man. Like I'm a little hyped. I'm a little nervous at the same time. Yeah. So,
but I think like Christian Benford, Cole Bishop can do their jobs. But with that being said, who wins this game and why?
Ooh, let's I say the Bills on a field goal.
Bills by a field goal. They're actually favored 1.5. They're actually favored 1.5.
That's funny. That's funny because like earlier in the week the Jags were favored, and I'm like, did something happen when that made us?
I don't know. Vegas is doing some random shit.
Vegas, what are you guys betting on already? Damn.
That's my question. All right. So do you want to go through? So we could do this really quickly. Do you want to go through the rest of the wild card playoffs?
Yes,
we can talk about it. So Chargers versus Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
New England's on an upset watch, so
what?
They're on an upset watch.
How are the Patriots on an upset watch? Tell me. Tell me.
Most of those guys don't even have a playoff experience, except for one person who crashes out every time he loses. I'm looking at you, Diggs.
Oh, I don't even know if Diggs is going to be playing this game.
This is why we hate you, bro. Blaming Josh. Blaming Josh for your failures. What the hell is wrong with you, bro?
And I think I honestly think it's going to be a fun matchup between this Chargers defense and Drake May and the Patriots defense against Justin Herbert. If you look at the Patriots offense against the Chargers defense, New England's offense is 3rd overall and 2nd in scoring, with Drake May attacking downfield with higher accuracy, especially in the run game. This is why you go with Travion Henderson over Ramondre Stevenson. For those that are in fantasy are like screaming. And then the Chargers defense, they're 5th overall and 9th in scoring. They're great against the pass, allowing the fewest air yards in the regular season. And I think like there could be areas in which like Chargers zone coverage could be a bit of an issue, but Jim Harbaugh against Mike Vrabel is a fun coaching matchup. I'd love to see.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially with the run game in the cold. It's about to be 26 degrees Fahrenheit in that game. So Patriots, I think this is where I think like the run game will be a factor. Ramondre Stevenson, Trayvon Henderson have the bigger edge. Omarion Hampton is coming back, and along with Kamani Vidal, so that could really ease off of Justin Herbert. But defense, it's like guys like you have Khalil Mack and Derwin James, and the Chargers defense going up against a good-minded Patriots offense, but also, on the other hand, on the Patriots, you're looking at guys like Christian Gonzalez, Milton Williams, who has Super Bowl experience because he's part of the Philadelphia Eagles that won the Super Bowl, and like the Patriots defense is 8th overall and 4th scoring. They're going to do their best to pressure Justin Herbert, big time.
Yeah.
And so who wins this game?
Ooh, I got the Chargers by at least 2.
You have the Chargers by 2.
Yeah. I'm saying it's 23-21 LA. If LA can take down Boston teams, like what the hell?
I'm guessing with Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker, yep.
And by the way, Drake May was sacked 47 times in 17 games. Chargers defense is tied for 10th with 45 total sacks. So I think, and also Drake May is very good against zone coverage, which the Chargers will be using a lot. So maybe, I think this could be a time where you may look at scheme differential, but I could see an upset, but I'm slightly going to go with the Patriots in this one. I think they win this game. I think they won this game 27-20. It's all based on the run game.
All right.
And I think it'll be good. Now, Texans versus the Steelers. The matchup no one wanted. How the hell did the Steelers get in? And I think like, and also like, what are your thoughts about this game?
Honestly, I didn't expect the Steelers to win that game, but come on, you shanked the kick. That was like what, 44 yards?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Looking at the Texans versus the Steelers, what's the first thing that you think about?
I thought the Tyler Bass kick was bad enough, but still, I mean, this could be Rodgers' last game if he
yeah, and going up, yeah, and going up against a very elite Texans defense under D'Amico Ryans, that is something that I'm very interested in. I mean, if you look and like they go play a lot more physical team. The Texans defense, they have the top ranked defense. They're second in scoring defense, 4th in total yards allowed. You have guys like Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter playing the offensive line. They're going up against Aaron Rodgers. And guess what? DK Metcalf is coming back for this game. So it'll be like I think it'll be a very fun matchup to see. Like, how does Derek Stingley, do you put Derek Stingley or do you put Kamari Lassiter on DK or Calvin Austin? And the Texas.
You put DK, you put Lassiter on DK, you put Stingley on.
Kenny G is there. Also, Kalen Bullock and Jalen Petrie. Those guys, don't underestimate them at your own will. And not just Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, Sheldon Rankins may be coming back, but Aziz Al-Shire, Henry Toto, and EJ Speed. I mean, they have underrated players, but credit to D'Amico Ryans for coaching this young unit to becoming one of the best defenses. And going up against the Steelers offense, I think this is where do you decide, like, do you run the ball or do you rely on Aaron Rodgers' heroics in this game? It could be, I honestly think this could be anyone's game. I mean, with Calvin Austin, Adam Thielen, DK Metcalf, maybe see more Kenny Gainwell and Pratt Freiermuth. I would be surprised if they go more Freiermuth in this game, more tight ends. to stave off against the pressure. But overall, if you look at the Steelers' defense against the Texans' offense, C.J. Stroud has to throw early. You got to go. I think he was going to look for more for Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz, but the Steelers' defense will have a say in it. Joey Porter Jr., Chuck Clark, Kyle Duggar, and Brandon Eccles. They benefited a lot from T.J. Watt, Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith, and Peyton Wilson, and that pass rush. So it's basically anyone's game. The Texans do, however, lead in turnover differential plus 17 compared to Steelers plus 12. And you know what? The Texans are the ones that will defeat the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
They win 24-20.
All right.
It is going to be a low-scoring game. Defense wins everything. What's your prediction on this one?
I got 24-27 Texans.
Oh.
Yep.
So CJ Stroud has himself a game.
I mean, the game will be good.
Or a defensive turnover for a pick six. That could happen because the Texans are very opportunistic when it comes to defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, Boswell doesn't really make all his kicks, so chances are he'll probably blow it. So
stranger things have happened.
Just ask Tyler Bass and Tyler Luke.
Oh my God, the Tylers. Next, now all over to the NFC. The NFC, the Rams versus the Panthers.
Yep.
Last time they faced each other, the Panthers upsetted the Rams by forcing turnovers. However, I honestly think like the Rams are going to win this. I think that I don't even need to preview this game. This offense for the Panthers, they have to rely on the run with Rico Dwaddle, but the Rams have an underrated defense with Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, and their offense is high-powered. Matt Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua. I think Puka Nacua goes for over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Against
I'll just say it's probably going to be a slaughterhouse.
It's going to be slaughterhouse. You better call PETA. I think the Rams will win this game 24-10. It's 24-10.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Anand's team, the Green Bay Packers against the Chicago Bears.
Oh, no. Never seen a match like this in the playoffs.
Oh, my God. The Packers come in with a decimated defense against a Bears team that's been like known for like coming back late, like they're called like the Cardiac Bears. Caleb Williams is playing a lot better in his second season. Like, what do you think the Packers need to do to win this game?
Packers need to get it together. That's what they need to do.
I mean, not just get it together, bro. Like, the Bears lead the NFL in total takeaways and turnover differential. They rely on turnovers. Jordan Love has thrown 5 of his past 6 postseason quarters. And I honestly think like the Packers need to avoid turning over the ball. They need to run a lot more with Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
They have not only run more with Josh Jacobs, you need to go more with I think maybe this is a time where you spot with Matthew Golden and control the clock. And I think like this is, and honestly, like with 1 second, I'm trying to pull up the Packers roster in this one. I think this could be a game in which you have to go more on Luke Musgrave. And again, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, and Matthew Golden. Those guys have to be your parts of your offense. And not only run, Jordan Love has to throw it quickly. He cannot stay in the pocket too long.
Yeah.
That has to be the big key. And now The defense, the Packers defense, which has been, pardon my French, shit, ever since Micah Parsons went out. And their defense, like nearly half of their defense is like on IR. Like Nate Hobbs, Bo Melton, Zane Anderson, Michael, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Riley. Like they're entering, like maybe they have an okay thing, but their secondary was so bad they had to bring back Trayvon Diggs from the Cowboys, who was recently cut. So Diggs will be in the role for supporting with Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine.
Yeah.
And he'll need help with Xavier McKinney and Evan Bullard to go up against a Bears offense, which will now not only have DJ Moore, guess what? Roma Dunze is coming back for this game.
Yep.
And I just don't know. I like the Bears. Not only they have the strongest rush offense with like DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, and the Packers' run defense has allowed over 170 rushing yards per game during their 4-game losing streak to end the season. Like, it's easier said than done to stop the run, but Ben Johnson will definitely find a way to like not just coach around that. I mean, it's gonna be very tough for this Packers defense to find a way to stop this. And don't like. Not only do you need players like not to stop DJ Moore, Luther Burden has emerged as a speed threat. And don't forget Colston Loveland. I thought the Loveland pick was a bad pick overall when you had someone like a Tyler Ward, but he's proved himself very valuable. When the Bears are running like a 2 tight end set and allowing Caleb Williams to scramble the pocket, he is on fire. Like what the hell? It's insane.
I know, right?
And I just don't know. And don't forget the Bears defense. If I want to get back to it, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, apparently he's going to be out for this game. But Deshaun Wright, Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson, Deshaun Wright. And don't forget the linebackers in TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. They've been playing very good. And Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett. This Bears defense is very opportunistic. If I'm the Packers, you have to play smart. This could be a low-scoring game. You need to find a way to run the ball and hold the clock. Do not allow Caleb Williams enough time. And you have to keep on scoring points. I just don't see it through. Who wins this game?
Ooh, I got the Bears on this one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's tough to say. I'm sorry, Packers fans. Don't rip my head off, but I got the Bears on this one.
I don't blame you on that one. I also got the Bears winning this game by a touchdown. It's going to be – I just don't know. I really feel sorry for the Packers, but it's impossible. Well, with that being said, this concludes our quick mini playoff preview episode. This concludes our episode of NFL Masala Season 4, Episode 30. So if you like the podcast, make sure you follow us on our following platforms. Spotify, Apple, Pocket Cast, and YouTube. So on YouTube, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell icon for more notifications. We're also on the following social media platforms: Twitter/X, Instagram, and Threads at NFL Masala 2022. That will be in the description below. Cameron, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on my YouTube, Camator1101. Just a bit of a heads up. Rashad, chances are I could be going to Denver next year.
Oh! You might be moving to Denver?
No, I'm not moving to Denver. I'm going to represent these boys in Denver in the Mile High City.
For the Broncos Bills game? No, Broncos Bills.
Yeah, but it depends on how late in the season it is, because it could be a birthday gift for both me and my mom. So,
all right, let's hope so too. With that being said, thank you so much for joining in. I know it was a short episode for please bear with us. No, to our audience, but please bear with us. Do the best we can. And with that, thank you so much. I'll see y'all next time. Take care and have a good night.